When the boy Isaac, the only son born to Sarah and Abraham, was about 15 years old, God gave Abraham a test of his obedience and faithfulness.
Abraham, Abraham, take Isaac, your only son, whom you love so very much, and go to the mountain in the land of Moriah. There, on the spot, I will show you. I want you to offer to me Isaac, your only son, as a sacrifice.
How sad was to receive this message from God. But Abraham listened, because it was God who had spoken, and he trusted God. Early the next morning, Abraham went out, cut some wood for the sacrifice, and took Isaac and the 2 servants with him. They started out for the place that God had told them about. On the 3rd day, Abraham saw the place in the distance, and he said to his servants,
"Stay here. The boy and I will go over there and worship. And then, when we are finished, you will come back to me."
Yes, Abraham. I will wait for you.
Abraham made Isaac carry the wood for the sacrifice, and he himself carried the knife. As they walked along together, Isaac spoke up.
Father!
Yes, my son. What is it?
I see that we have the wood and the knife. But where's the lamb for the sacrifice?
Don't worry, Isaac. God will provide one.
And so the 2 of them continued to walk on toward the place together. When they reached the spot which God had told them about, Abraham and Isaac built an altar together and placed the wood upon it. Abraham then tied his son to the altar for the sacrifice. After that came the awful moment. Abraham picked up the knife to kill his only son, Isaac. But at that very moment, an angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven.
Abraham. Abraham.
Yes, here I am, Lord. What is it?
Do not touch the boy. Nor do anything to him. Now, I know how much you love God and want to serve him. Because you have not neglected your only son, Isaac.
A noise in the bushes attracted Abraham's attention. He looked around. Right in front of him, caught by his hands, in a thorn bush, was a ram. Together, Abraham and Isaac used the ram for a sacrifice offering to God. Then, the angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time.
Abraham, I make a promise to you by my own name. The Lord has spoken, and he will richly bless you, because you did this, and did not keep your only son from him. He promises that he will give you as many descendants as there are stars in the sky, as there are grains of sand on the seashore. Your descendants will overpower their enemies, and all the nations of the earth will ask the Lord to bless them, as the Lord has blessed you and your descendants.
Abraham settled. Abraham named the place of the sacrifice, "The Lord provides." And even to this day, people continue to say, "On the Lord's holy mountain, he will provide."
Our story today is about the sacrifice of an only son who was father loved, and who carried his own wood on his shoulder, just like Jesus, who was forced to carry the wood of the cross to the mountain of Calvary. The rescue of Isaac suggests the resurrection of Jesus from the dead.
If we, like Abraham and Isaac, have faith in God, we too will one day live forever.
Abraham always took God at his word and responded to God's call, even when his faith was being tested beyond all limits. When life is clouded with mysteries, it is all important to keep on trusting and take God at his word like Abraham. And at times, it is difficult to listen to that voice. And that voice, at times, asks us to do things that are very, very, very difficult. Things we can never imagine, but the voice of God will ask us to do it. Like Abraham today, listening to the voice of God, sacrificing his only son, Isaac, to God. That voice of Jesus, what he's telling me right now to do in my own life, what that voice is telling me to do for my brothers and sisters. And also asking God to give us the grace to follow that voice, the grace